The price of gas has steadily been going down. Great news for drivers all across the country, as it's given us just a little bit of breathing room with our expenses in the face of record high inflation levels. But just like many of our days these past few years, the good times, they don't last very long. And the world's largest oil producer is already warning us that 2023 may just burn another hole in our wallets. Also, major update in this IRS rule. The IRS has changed its mind regarding a couple of things in the IRS tax code that you definitely want to know about, including the taxes that they want to put on freelance and side hustle work. Now, I'm not a tax advisor, and you should always consult with your CPA, your tax advisor, whenever making any kind of tax decisions. But you guys are going to like this one because this will impact the checks that are going out. How many of you guys are already working on a better 2023 by focusing on generating more income, paying off debt, and building wealth? Federal Reserve officials, including Fed Chair Jerome Powell, are committed to fighting inflation and expect higher interest rates to remain in place until more progress is made. Used car loans, mortgages, credit cards, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, these are just a few forms of debt that will be impacted by the Fed's next meeting. And former President Donald Trump's tax returns have been revealed, and you have to watch until the end because there's some very surprising details that were shared in this one. All I'm gonna say here, guys, is you can get worked by the system or you can work the system. Choice is yours. Now, before I continue, please take a second, drop a like for the video, and if you're interested in your daily dose of the truth when it comes to your finances, the US economy, Washington, D.C., passive income, Social Security, SSI, SSDI, SNAP, and EBT, and everything in between, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Also, make sure your notification bell's turned on. Let's go ahead and get started. So the Twitter File series has opened a lot of closed doors and has presented the collusion that big social media platforms have had with the government. This included cover-ups, paying social media platforms millions of dollars worth of taxpayer money, mind you, limiting posts, and influencing the American public's opinion about very highly controversial topics. With House Republicans taking control, they are now looking for accountability. Republican Representative Darrell Issa said this: "The Judiciary Committee of the next Congress should probe the politicization of our intelligence community, especially the influence and infiltration of Twitter, Facebook, and other technology and social media companies." End quote. We're also very aware now that social media platforms employed former CIA and FBI agents, which has a lot of people thinking that speech has been extremely controlled in our country. Twitter and Facebook, they may soon be under investigations for all of the questionable decisions. But do you guys think that they're actually going to get to the bottom of this rabbit hole? Now, on the topic of the bottom, we may be reaching it very soon. Problem is that it's not the stock market's bottom. Saudi Aramco, the world's largest oil producer, and their CEO, Amin Nasser, has said that gas is going to be in short supply very soon. He said this, quote, "Today, there is spare capacity that is extremely low. If China opens up, the economy starts improving, or the aviation industry starts asking for more jet fuel, you will erode this spare capacity. When you erode that spare capacity, the world should be worried. There will be no space for any hiccup, any interruption, and any unforeseen events anywhere around the world," end quote. That would mean lower supply, and ultimately that would lead to price hikes, something that won't be good for us as we're all just kind of starting to feel an ease of pressure at the gas pump. Moving on, the IRS has made major changes in the tax code that are affecting taxpayers in 2023. Scammers and hackers lurking the dark web, they know that people are expecting checks and other communications from the IRS. Anything from the IRS, from tax refunds, emails from H&R Block, Jackson Hewitt, TurboTax, etc. And these scammers, they're looking to capitalize on unsuspecting Americans. Let's not forget about Social Security, SSI, SSDI, even SNAP and EBT scams. Thousands of people have lost millions of dollars, and their personal information has been stolen due to tax scams and other deviant methods. Scammers use very convincing techniques through regular mail, telephone, or even email to scam individuals, businesses, payroll, and tax professionals out of their personal information and their money. These scammers have even been known to call people using fake IRS badge numbers. Now just imagine, the IRS has already announced that smaller tax refunds are to be expected in 2023. And then some scammer manages to swindle you out of your hard-earned IRS refund check. Some people wait all year for this check to hit their mailbox. So my question for you is, what are you doing to protect yourself and your family? Now, if the question is nothing, then I highly recommend that you check out the sponsor of today's video, Aura. Here's how it works. Aura continuously monitors the dark web looking for your emails, passwords, and social security numbers and sends alerts fast to your phone or email whenever they find anything. Aura also gives you near real-time alerts on suspicious credit inquiries, like if someone was trying to open up a loan or a credit card in your name. Aura automatically sends requests on your behalf to data brokers to remove your information, helping to reduce the amount of spam and robocalls that you receive. Aura's VPN allows you to stay anonymous online on the internet by keeping your browsing history and your personal information safe and encrypted. And Aura's antivirus software can block malware and viruses before they infect your devices. Identity theft is so common that there's a new victim every 14 seconds. It costs the average victim over $1,000. And so that means that since I started talking about Aura, 5 people have already had their identity stolen. You wouldn't get phone insurance after you dropped your phone and cracked the screen. By then, it's too late. The same thing goes for identity theft. Go ahead and protect yourself and your family from identity theft at aura.com/Ron Yates. Also, check out the link in the description down below. Make sure to go to aura.com/Ron Yates. And if you sign up right now, Aura will give you a 2-week free trial with my link so you can see for yourself exactly how many times Aura finds you or your family members' personal information on the dark web. And if you sign up, let me know in the comments down below if your personal information have been compromised. Make sure to go to aura.com/Ron Yates. There's a link in the description down below. So the IRS has made major changes in the tax code that are affecting taxpayers in 2023. The IRS may have felt a lot of pressure from Americans that are working multiple jobs, since relying on freelance work and side hustle gigs just to get by are putting a pause on the income reporting rule for third-party payment apps. Do you guys remember this one? Where if you made $600 or more and you got paid via Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, or other apps, you would have to report that to the IRS? Genius idea, right? Yeah. Anyway, this is a part of the American Rescue Plan. Before it, the threshold was at 200 transactions per year, exceeding an aggregate amount of $20,000. So what did they have to say about the pause? The acting IRS Commissioner, Doug O'Donnell, says this, quote, "The IRS and Treasury heard a number of concerns regarding the timeline of implementation of these changes under the American Rescue Plan. To smooth the transition and ensure clarity for taxpayers, tax professionals, and industry, the IRS will delay implementation of the 1099-K changes. The additional time will help reduce confusion during the upcoming 2023 tax filing season and provide more time for taxpayers to prepare and understand the new reporting requirements." End quote. In short, they heard us. Look, living in our country with the inflation that we have is no cakewalk. This is why some of us have decided to become entrepreneurs and try our hand at doing side hustles. There is no shame in the game, especially because, we're all struggling, and it may be at different levels, but I know that most of us are under a lot of stress because good paying opportunities, they're not as easy to come by. And with layoffs now becoming the trend for companies, a side hustle does ensure that we stay afloat no matter how high the flood gets. But let me ask you guys, would it be fair to tax the middle and lower class like this, while those at the very top pay very little? Now, since we're already talking about taxes, let's talk about the 6-year effort from the Democrats to get a hold of former President Trump's taxes. Now, the result's a little bit underwhelming. Democrats may have bit off just a little bit more than they can chew, as their CPAs, their accountants, and experts are saying that Trump's taxes are incredibly complex. This could be because Trump and his companies manage hundreds of LLCs and dozens of properties like hotels and golf courses all around the world. After all the remaining deductions have been removed, whatever is left is what Trump has to pay for in federal and state taxes. The IRS didn't really know how to handle it, and the complexity was proven since an entire office of auditors were needed to get the information that they have right now. Although you have to wonder, is the IRS really this unprepared to go after the taxes of billionaires? Or are they just being biased? The IRS is not known for being biased. In fact, they routinely audited former President Barack Obama. But the big difference is that his career was mostly political without dabbling into business at all. This meant that his taxes were much more simple. So how much did Trump pay in taxes between 2015 to 2020? Well, not much. That is, if you take into consideration that he is a billionaire, of course. So in 2015, Trump paid $641,931. 2016 and 2017, he paid $750 each. That's not a typo, guys. He paid $1,500 in taxes total for 2 years. In 2018, he paid $999,466 in taxes. In 2019, he paid $133,445, and in 2020, he paid $0 in taxes. Now, the reason why Trump doesn't pay as much money in taxes is that Trump has a lot of losses through his business. That, and he has write-offs and he can carry forward losses. Now, he also donated land to New York worth $21.1 million, which he claimed as a deduction. Now, this is all legal stuff, guys. This was for the purpose of conservation. He also gave out large loans to his own children who either used it to buy properties or to start businesses. To date, his children have paid off the loans with interest, although Democrats are wondering why Trump didn't gift these amounts of money to his children so that the IRS could audit it, instead of providing them a loan and then having them pay it back with interest. The former president wasn't quiet about the entire investigation, and he had this to say, quote, "The radical Democrats and the fake news media have been trying to deceive the public about these simple facts. In an outrageous abuse of power, the radical Democrat Congress illegally obtained and leaked my personal tax returns, which only show that I have had tremendous success. It's been an amazing period of time. It's nothing but another deranged political witch hunt. The new Republican House should immediately obtain the financial records of Joe Biden and his entire criminal enterprise. Biden is a corrupt politician who spent years selling out America all over the world," end quote. What do you guys think? Should the president, and heck, why not include all of them? Should all lawmakers and those in office be under the microscope when it comes to their own personal taxes? Or is that something that's most likely just for us normal folks? Let me know what you guys think. Now, if you're interested in making money, because I know a lot of us could use it, maybe we could explore how budgeting, investments, or, real estate, or even the stock market, perhaps even creating multiple streams of incomes through side hustles or small businesses can lessen the hardships that we're all facing right now. Now, if you're interested in that, definitely subscribe to the channel. Also drop a like for this video. And don't forget to check out the link in the description right now to get your free 2-week trial of Aura. So go to aura.com/Ron Yates. There's a link in the description down below, and make sure that you and your family are protected today.